Hi guys, welcome to my channel and how are you doing in this lockdown? So guys, a lot of questions were there. I have a lot of questions from people like, sir, you're talking about PhD and what about the masters? How can we do masters from the land of invention called Germany? So for especially for those people, I have made this video on request. So in this video, I'll be talking about everything you need to know before applying to a master's from Germany. So especially for this video, I have invited Mr. Naman Kumar Bhalla, who is doing his master's in physics from Germany. So everything you need to know from how to start with application, what are the procedures, test required, or amount of money you need to spend on a tuition or like a subsistence fee, and what is the difference between Indian and other master courses. Everything you need to know is covered in this video. I hope you would like the content, and if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit that notification bell for upcoming videos. And please also follow me on the social media platforms. I have given the link of those in the video itself. So stay tuned. Let's meet with Naman Kumar Bhalla over here. Hi Naman, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So first of all, I would like to congratulate you for your master selection in Germany. It's quite good that you made it to Germany rather than
Thank you
doing
so
a
much.
master.
Yes.
So Naman, I would like to ask you a couple of questions for all
Mhm.
the students who are willing to do their masters from Germany. So
Mhm.
I will ask a couple of questions and you can answer it as per your
Definitely.
convenience, or you can answer it as per the requirement.
Mhm.
So, Naman, the first question I would like to ask you is, why did you choose Germany for your masters?
So my personal reasons are because I was learning German since the past 12 years. I started learning German in my fifth standard in school, and also I preferred Europe over US because the lifestyle was much better here. I think the work life balance in Europe is much better than US, and thirdly because I'm doing a master's in physics, and Germany, as we all know, is amazing for physics. So there
Yeah,
was
yeah,
no doubt
that's
about that.
yeah. From Albert Einstein to Max Planck to Fritz Haber, everyone
Yes,
from the that's
exactly.
so my other question was like, many people want to do their masters from Germany. So what is
Hmm.
the exact procedures for masters application?
So the procedure for applying to Germany is a little different than applying to any other country, I would say, because the timings for semester or the deadlines are much different. For most of the universities that we apply abroad, the deadlines are usually begin upon the application procedure starts in November end or December and goes up to January and ends right there, and then you get your acceptances in March, April, or whatever, and then you can apply for your visa. Germany is a little different in that case because the application procedure for Germany mostly starts in March or April and can go up to July. And then you get your acceptances in August or September, and then you don't even have time for your visa. So that becomes a very difficult sometimes. Some universities might start in December, some may take up till July. So it's very scattered because every university in Germany is autonomous. They have their own separate procedure. There's no common procedure for applying. So sometimes it's better to apply for the universities that have early applications so that you have a backup, and then you go and then by on the basis of that backup university you can apply for your visa, and then when you get acceptances from other universities you can go there and get the requirements, the details of your visas changed, which university, which subject you're doing. Usually the
Okay.
subject changing the subject is difficult, but like changing the city or the university is relatively easier.
Okay, okay. So other question I would like to ask you, what are the documents required for your master's application? What is the formal procedure and what are the documents required?
So most of the universities have their procedure online, completely online. You don't have to send any physical documents anywhere. Some might ask for it. Some universities like TU Munich and LMU ask for it because they get a lot of applications. So they want to filter out those who are actually serious for the application.
Mhm.
But mostly it's online. And the documents that you'll require mostly your CV, your SOP, the statement of purpose is what is common for every university, in fact. But apart from that, it can vary for every university. Like they will have separate requirements. Some will ask for a GRE physics in case of physics. Some will ask for a GRE general. Some will not. But if your course is in English, I think all the universities ask for an English language. What do you say?
Test.
The
Oh, English
Yeah,
language test.
test. Yes.
Yeah,
So
this is why my second question, like
mm,
this was my next question is like what kind of test, like is it GRE, IELTS or TOEFL is compulsory, or it is like voluntarily, like you can give it or not? What is, like, is it like compulsory or not?
for most cases, I think the GRE will be an optional exam. They will say it's suggested, but it's not compulsory. But one out of TOEFL and IELTS will be compulsory if your course is in English. So they'll ask for either TOEFL or IELTS. I can, as in, you can give any of them. Both are accepted.
Both are accepted. And GRE should be like a subject specific or like general?
That depends. Some university might ask for a general. Some will ask for a subject test. Some will ask for both, in fact. So that depends on university to university.
Okay, so once you are applied, you are just submitting all the documents. What is the selection criteria? How do they select the potential candidate?
Definitely on the basis of your academics. Oh, this is another document that you will require. You will need your transcripts as well. I forgot to mention that. But definitely on the basis of your academics first, and if you, whether or not you fulfill the mandatory criteria, they'll have a certain number of subjects that they'll need you to have completed in your bachelor's, and then they'll select accordingly. If you've completed all of them, then you'll be shortlisted for the second step, where they'll see all the other things, where your soft skills, your publications, your work experience, and everything comes into play, and
Okay,
all that is then weighted accordingly.
So the grades are also matter. Grades, research experience, and publications.
Yes, they definitely do matter. And
Okay.
I think when all of that is covered, then they also look for people who already know, have a, I would say, previous knowledge of German language. That is also preferred.
So the master course is in German language or English language?
Master courses are majorly in English. Some might be in German, but bachelor courses here are, I think, all in German. Masters are all in English, as far as I know.
Okay. So when you apply, you get selected. There is also some provision of some fellowship or tuition fee, something like that. There is any fellowship for masters?
So the good thing about Germany is that they don't have any tuition fees.
Okay.
I think apart from one state, that is Baden-Württemberg. Apart from that state, every university has free tuition fees. So there is no tuition fees. You will be asked to pay a semester registration fees every 6 months, but that is very cheap. That's like about, that also depends on which state you are in, but it ranges from 100 to 300 euros for 6 months, which is very cheap in fact.
Okay, so is there any provision of fellowship like we have in our cases, who's very talented student? So do they give any scholarships?
There is in fact, but for master courses it is relatively very less. But there are fellowships which you can mostly find on the website of DAAD, which has a complete database of scholarships that are available in Germany. Apart from that, the universities also provide some scholarships, but that also depends on which university you're in. They'll have separate fellowships and scholarships for separate courses, in fact.
So another question I would like to, would be the major question. What is the cost of living in Germany while doing your master? What do you expect? What with the cost of living and things like that?
I think if you don't have any scholarship and your tuition fees is free, I think the total cost that I've estimated for my 2 years of masters is a total of 20 lakhs.
Okay.
20 lakh rupees. But in Germany, you will have to send your living expenses for the first year as completely as a blocked account in Germany. So you'll have to send about 10 lakh rupees in
Can
just
you
before
tell it in euros? Can you just tell it in euros?
Okay, so it was earlier 8,640 euros for a year, but now they've increased it to 10,236 euros as far as I remember. I'm not sure about the exact amount, but somewhere around 10,000 euros. And that will be blocked for your first year, out of which you will be given 1/12 of it every month for your living expenses, which is very much sufficient. Mostly you just end up saving money out of it. Depending also on your city, which city you are in.
Health insurance is provided by university, or you have to pay by your health insurance?
No, that your health insurance will be covered by the money that you're getting in this blocked account. So you'll have to
there is
get it
nothing
separately.
extra to pay for health insurance. So you have to know. Okay. And any benefit you have, like in France? I have one when I was in France. So I heard when you are a student, you get a lot of discounts, even from supermarkets to say
Mm.
transportation to everything. Even for you go for buy something, you get discounts. So any kind of discounts there for students or
Yes, there
advantages?
is. So in the city that you will be studying in, you'll definitely get discounts on a lot of bars or pubs or restaurants or even supermarkets. A lot of places you'll get a lot of discounts. Apart from that, the local transportation, including the buses and trains, will mostly be free for you on your student card. That is what actually you're paying for in the semester registration fees that I mentioned. So
Okay. So
that includes your transportation, and there's also a payment towards the Studentenwerk, which is the student service of your city, which provides you with they have this they are responsible for your dorms and the mess and everything. So the food also that you get in the mess is at a very subsidized rate for students.
do you get hostel accommodation? You are getting your accommodation by your own. So if in masters
For
you get
No, it's not compulsory that you or it's not taken as a granted that you'll get an accommodation here from the student service in a dorm. It depends on the city again, because some cities have very less accommodation. Depending if it's a very small city, they'll have less accommodations, the dorms, so you'll have to look for it privately. But if you're in a major city, they'll have a huge amount of dorms, more capacity, so they will be able to accommodate the people that are coming in. So mostly there you'll be able to find it easily.
Okay, so another interesting question I have in mind, but like you have studied your master, bachelor's from DTU, Delhi Technical University,
Hmm.
and you are now in Germany. What kind of difference you feel between the education system, and what is the difference between their education and our education system?
I would rather mention 2 points in this. There are two major differences. Firstly, the fact that India has a huge population makes the entire system very competitive. So sometimes you feel that the effort that you're putting in is not paying off as well as you would have as the reward that you would have got here in Germany, because since the competition is lower. That is considering the exams of JEE Advanced or the exam of GATE or all these exams. You need to really work an entire year, 24 hours to actually get a good place in any university. But here it's relatively easier, and the rewards are much, and the final outcome is much more rewarding, I would say. So that's one thing. The second thing is that people here are actually that because there is no social barrier, every even a carpenter or plumber is given the same respect as an engineer or a scientist. So there is no social construct that to get a good job you need to be an engineer or a scientist or a lawyer or a doctor or anything. So people are not running for these jobs. So everyone who is doing physics or doing engineering here is much more personally motivated for it, which is why the outcome that you see is a little better.
And what about the placements? And do you have any kind of placements? Like in India, placements are very bad. We are very bad at placement. Like even you do B.Tech from a good university, and there are not 100% chances that you would get a job. So what about a job there after completing your course?
I think the opportunities are much higher here, but at the same time, Germany does not have a concept of campus placements as India. So the placements will not be provided by the university. You will have to search for them personally alone.
And what are the chances of getting placed? Like if you have done some courses, so like you did B.Tech from M.Tech from Germany. So would you
Hmm.
get placed? Because in India, I think not everyone got placed. Even like
Hmm.
50% are not even placed.
Yes, I agree. Here the chances are relatively higher because subjects like these are not very common here. Because in India, as you know, engineers are in so much. I mean, there are
Abundance.
so many of them. Yeah, in so much abundance that it's a huge competition there. But here, everyone's not doing engineering, so there's sometimes even a lack of engineers. So it's easier to get a job in at least subjects like of these what they call as mid subjects, which is mathematics, informatics, natural sciences, and technology.
Okay, okay. And another question I would like to ask is like, do you ever felt any kind of like racism or discrimination, something like that?
Personally, no, but that also I have an advantage of knowing the language. If you don't know the language, you might feel that difference and might sometimes feel discriminated. But But when you know the language, it's much easier to get into the culture and get accepted by the people.
So it's not basically discrimination. It's basically like you don't know the language. So
Yes,
like in
because
Australia, even if you don't language, the people discriminate to Indians. So it's not like there in Germany.
no, it's definitely not like that. It's just that because you don't know the language, they are a little reluctant to come out of their comfort zones to talk to you, to speak in English, because they will not be able to speak their mother tongue.
Okay. Another question is this: is it just my curiosity? It's not well defined question. It's my curiosity. Like German are very, precise, like very time
Mm.
bound, and they have very quality products. So is it also
Mm.
reflected in their like these quality products are coming from their education because they have so much good quality of education or like that?
Mm.
Okay.
I would say yes, because I mean the things that are defined, the punctuality and everything is definitely much higher here. I mean, if they say the class begins at 2:15, it does begin at 2:15, and the professor does not deviate from that time, irrespective of how many people there are in the class at that time. It just starts at that time, irrespective of what the weather outside is or however what might be the case.
So one last question is, do you want to give any suggestions to all those people who wish to apply for a master's from Germany? Like how should they prepare or something like that?
I would suggest. I think I'll give two suggestions, because other than that, for a master's, the requirements are probably similar, because everyone, for a master's, you need to have a good CV and good profile, which includes research if you're going into natural sciences, or work experience and you're going into other field. So that part is common for every country, I would say. But two specific things for Germany is that if you want to come to Germany, you need to be sure that you need to come to Germany. You shouldn't have that as a backup or something else, because the acceptance that you will get from Germany is so late that you will lose the chance of accepting to other countries. So you don't even have that option. That is first thing. The second thing is, if you have finalized that you really want to come to Germany, you should actually start learning the language.
Okay. So thank you very much for all this information. So if I would have
Thank you
any
so much
further
for having me.
so if I would have any further questions or like comments from on the video, then I'll come to you for that clarification. And
Definitely.
besides that, I think a last question is like, is there any like feel any difference in lifestyle? Because in India we work a lot and we do not get paid, or we do not have a good lifestyle despite working so much hours. So what do you think?
Mhm.
Like what change you felt in Germany from Indian lifestyle to that lifestyle?
I think the lifestyle is much more relaxed here. It's I think the work life balance is much better, and people are much more relaxed in their personal life. They enjoy their work and they enjoy their personal life equally.
So would you recommend people to go to Germany for their masters and PhD?
In that sense, I would recommend them to go anywhere in Europe, because that part is pretty much common all over Europe. So that is amazingly all over in any country of Europe. In fact, I would say.
Okay, so that's great. So thank you
Mm.
very much, for your time, and I wish you excel in your studies.
Thank you
And
so much.
that's what I have to say. And because it's it's a tough thing to get certain time for these kind of things. And I
Yes,
think this will like this would be very much better for the future students. And I
yes.
think
I hope them all the
Aman,
best.
So guys, I think this video was informative for you and you would have learned a lot from this video. If you still have any questions, do put it in the comment section. And if you have liked the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and share the videos with your friends. And a special thanks to Naman for his prestigious time and giving such wonderful information. And if you want any such kind of content, please put it in the comment section and do like the video and subscribe the channel. So stay tuned. Let's meet in the next video with something more fascinating and new content.